Hello everyone, this is Gorax. In today's video, I'll walk you through Meander levels 161 to 170, including the boss. This will be a chance for you to see the super team that I created that made these levels so easy. Okay, so level 160 plus Meander, and I'm gonna show you a team that I believe has a very good potential here. This team has 0 damage. We're utilizing 5 heroes that are healing, debuffing, and basically everything like that. I'm only using 1 stun set here. I could run 2. So the idea here is we will be able to survive everything that the enemies throw at us, heal back, and wait till Ardev gives us 10 stacks, and there we are immortal with enough damage to kill everything, and we have enough survivability to avoid any assassins, and this is what helped us so far to get to 160. So Ardev will be the one using Ancestor Protection set with Solar King Horn. This is an optional artifact here, really, because we're not gonna utilize it. So yeah, Ardev will be the main tank. You don't really need this Solar King. It helps a little bit, gives her a huge HP and defense, but even the Scarab artifact is quite good as well. So this is something you might consider. Now, core is Garius with the shield. Sorry, Gatekeeper staff, which helps with the shields. This will allow us to put a huge shield after Ardev's ultimate. Keep everyone alive. And we're running haste here, because we want this to be cast as often as possible, basically, because Ardev has a really low cooldown herself. We use Sagomir mainly for attack penalty, as well as accuracy penalty here, and a little bit of taunting, and also ultimate recharge speed penalty here as well. And we're building him with HP and skill haste as well. We want these cooldowns to be popping constantly. And then we use Rose with attack up set. I mean, I could go to stun sets, but I don't have them. So this is what I use. And it really helps. I mean, it gives us an extra damage, but you know, alignment on her will help us survive longer, and attack penalty plus death penalty, that really works. And we have Voresh with Hourglass and stun set. So basically, as you can see, this team is all about haste, casting these ultimates as quickly as possible, keeping everyone topped up to counter all the assassins. And it worked in the stages, 150 up to 160. Let's see if we can do the same here. We'll see if we can basically do the same thing and if it works. So let's try this. Okay, obviously fast forward. These fights are not going to be quick, and this is why we utilize this fast forward feature. And I mean, I could use my main teams here, but I want to give this team a go. I want to see if this team works. And I mean, all these hard encounters with Questa and Rebecca, so far this team was able to counter them. And as you can see, yes, the damage is slow. It took us a minute to take Talver almost down. And there's no much healing on the team. There's on the enemy team, there's only like Ogok. But surely we will take him down. And now with Ardev's passive being maxed out, everyone is so tanky. And damage-wise, look at this. There's no damage in this team. But this team just works so well. And this is the team I've been using like on the hardest encounters, because it's really, really helpful. It's easy to build, I would say, if you have access to these heroes. I mean, I'm running 3 legendary heroes, 2 epics, but those 2 epics are really good. Voresh also helps with any buffs that are annoying, because he's got buff prohibition and he's got dispel as well. So it helps quite a lot. The only thing we're missing really is healing prohibition. I hope in Season 3 they will add an artifact that works in a similar matter to attack penalty that will help apply healing prohibition as well, because, you know, against Fae and other dungeons, it will help. And there we go, another level cleared. And I mean, this is level 161, so all these mobs, they had a lot of HP. And I'll keep going until this team fails, and that's where I switch teams. So as you can see, we have Mithracy here, we have Kamaris and Sifris, so this is a really beefy team, team that will require a lot of quick damage burst and getting rid of Mithracy. And then follow with everyone else. So this might be the downside of this team. However, you know, if we casted this buff prohibition before Mithracy, that will definitely help us. But let's see if this team can win against this. It can win against pretty much everything else. As long as Mithracy is down, we will win. So that's why we have Sagomir. Sagomir is there to always be painful, be pain in the butt for anyone in the backline. So 5 minutes left. Obviously, we're utilizing this amazing fast forward feature. Keeping everyone low. But yeah, as I said, this is probably a downside of this team, that there's not enough damage to take this tricky teams. Well, we'll see. We still got time. Oh, so close. I don't think we will do it, because Sifris will... Oh, yeah, there's another Mithracy. Okay, so we definitely want more damage-oriented team against this. So let's just quickly change to more damage-oriented team, and then we'll be back onto that. So this is my other team. I mean, I'm really loving this Radiant team in this Fae Meander. It's so much easier to play it this season. So yeah, we replaced most of our healers and tanks with damage dealers, so now I'm expecting more damage, so this should be easier. However, keep in mind that we added 2 very squishy heroes to the team, and while these horses don't do too much, they still hit. And yeah, I mean, more damage as long as we kill Mithracy, and I mean, we can really do it easier by manually casting everything. There we go. Okay, so we'll go back to that cool team. The next fight. There we go, next level. I mean, the Fae is definitely easier. Okay, so now we have this Vitar team, so this will be a good test for that team. So these are the teams that are really hard to play against, especially in season 1. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try and avoid Vita's damage and basically kill the enemy team with enough sustain. So this is actually a really good test. These are the hardest levels. The Frost Necro teams from season 1, they are what was really annoying, but most of those teams were really struggling with any defensive stats. And now when we get Ardorev's 10 stacks, it's going to be really hard for the enemy team to kill us. But obviously there's Vita as well. So yeah, a lot of AoE damage. Let's try this again. Okay, we want all the AoE to hit our front line. Hi Miran, welcome to the stream. Yeah, so as you can see, this is way harder now. Way harder on level 160 than level 150s. So we need to adjust. Let's try the more damage-oriented team again. And now there's an issue. Obviously, I put Huberg in a terrible spot. Oh, okay. I see what the issue is. Right. So what we want the first cast of Ardor happen before first cast of Garius. So if we look here, 10.8 and 9.5. So she's got crowd controlled. And that's why she didn't, okay? But this is how it should happen, and we will wait for that. We really want Ardor to do it. Yeah. Because this will double the shield Garius will give us, helping us survive. Look at this. This is a huge shield, so even with a Vita ultimate, we will be able to survive it. And hopefully, we'll still have enough damage to take down Vita. Oh wow, still so close. Okay, but yeah, that's what we need to do. And as I said, I put him in the wrong place, basically. So let's try this again. Yeah, Taflin. I mean, I'm using Taflin to boost Huber here, but he's way too squishy. Okay, so we need to adjust. So yeah, this is the hard team. I mean, this is what was driving me nuts in season 1. I mean, I could try other teams as well. We could try my Vortex team. But the problem is Garfin will die so easily. Well, let's see. Obviously, we want to avoid the casting that we have, and we can use the hand. Don't get me wrong. We can use the hand and look at that. We're taking down Questa, hopefully quick enough. When Vitar casts an ultimate, we could use the hand as well, but I think at this point, with Questa being dead, we can move. An Ice Blast team, once again, proves to be the way this season. And then we go another Vita team. So a little bit more AoE oriented. So let's try this team again. Let's give it a chance. And we want to avoid Vita range. I mean, it's not that easy, but yeah. Miran, thank you for subscribing. Much appreciated. And there we go. So yeah, I really like this team. I mean, it makes my life so much easier. I'm just looking for my WhatsApp. Um, oh, two Alacabras, two Voracious. So this is a high sustain team. Let's see if we got enough damage with it. Oh wow, they definitely have more damage than we do, but we are waiting for Ardrev's 10 stacks. When we get that, our team becomes really tanky. It's just about the damage, and now that we lost Sagomir, he's not the biggest portion of our damage. But he's still there, you know, doing damage. So we still got 5 minutes, as you can see, the enemy's HP is going lower and lower. So we got it. I mean, we will eventually win, unless there's, you know, some random aspect, you know, stun not hitting the right target and etc. But yeah, 3 minutes. Look at the healing, and this is why I said if we had healing prohibition in that team, this will be so much better. Oh, okay, Ardorf is dead. Okay, so that will change the outcome. Yeah, but very close. And I mean, I'm using the defensive foot here. Did we run out of the foot? 1 minute. Okay, so 1 minute left. Let's do this. Let's try this again. And if it fails, I mean, we still have a hint. We can use it. So if it fails, we're gonna go and change the team. And I mean, stun is really important. Yeah, we want to make sure that they cast their skills at different times, so there's no burst. You know, if there's no burst, then everyone will be alive. And this is what we're doing here. As you can see, I think Sagomir has survived a little bit longer than previously. So while he's not doing too much damage, he's there then there at the back, at least doing a little bit, you know, hitting everyone, and the damage portion is there. I mean, hopefully in the next season, we will get some good melee heroes that can do damage and they're not Philander. Oh yeah, there we go. Another try and we got it. The two Alacabras using no damage team. Oh, we missed the box. Let's go back and get it. Okay, so the goal today is to hit 170. We'll see where we'll start struggling. Yeah, so again, we have this Questa team with Ripekas. And this is really hard. This is a really hard combination because the way they build Ripekas. And again, Garius is casting before Ardorf, so our shield is lower, way lower than it should be. So we want to avoid that. But yeah, there's no sustain on the enemy team. I mean, well, Questa, if she kills someone, but we'll slowly chip at them and we'll kill them, as you can see. And Sagomir is really optional here. I mean, we don't really need him here. But I think what we need to do is edit skill time in here and make sure, because Sagomir might be giving the carrot to Garius. Basically, that's what we want, and we want to cast it at like 10. Okay, the first rotation is really important. We want to use our skills as soon as, because if we survive the first rotation, of the enemies, then we can probably win the fight. It's usually the first ultimates of the enemy team that will really hurt us. And as you can see, this shield is now bigger. I think actually he casted that too early. But yeah, I think I need to change it to like 10.2 or something. There we go. Easy peasy 10 speed. So yeah, if we go here, just to make sure we got it right, let's make it. Oh. Nicely done, all grouped. They got the shields from Gladros. I think that's Gladros there. Maybe not. Maybe that's not Gladros. But yeah, as you can see, we do a lot of damage. And I mean, I'm not using Sigrid anymore and stuff because this is a higher level. And I don't think free-to-play players will have easy time being here. If they get here, that's good for them. But it might be challenging to get to 160. So this is why I'm not using these free-to-play formations at this level. And I also want to push it for myself. So I don't want to spend an hour trying free-to-play formation just to get through one fight. Because that's my main account. This is not a test server. And sadly, we can't fight those monsters again. So yeah, is this the 5 tank team? Yeah, this is the 5 tank team. So let's see if we can win with no damage against 5 tank teams. I don't think we will. Unless we out-damage their recovery. Well, 1.5 minutes and 1 tank is down. So we'll see. Hi, Amir. So they got a little bit of healing. Wow, despite us not having really dedicated damage dealers, we're still doing good. So there we go. Okay, Nastienka. Previous season, Nastienka was really hard to deal with. So far this season, not that hard, but obviously we need to have shield for her ultimate. So they got Anna with Dispel and healing. So there is a little bit of sustain on that team. So as long as we can control Nastienka and she doesn't kill us, I think we should be alright here. But obviously she will be chipping at our backline. And if she's got this ultimate off when the shield is down, she will kill us. But we were lucky enough to get through that. And I think my food has run out. So we'll put a new food. Yeah. Make sure you use food. There's no other place to use the food. And since we're basically dealing damage through this, we're looking for some radiant like this. It's not bad. Oh, the free Sagomirs. Yeah, that was an annoying team. And I actually beat that team using the setup I'm using now. So if they didn't introduce the fast forward function, I would never think about this team because the fights will be too long, right? You know, 2-3 minute fight to see if you win, that is not optional. That would be something that would drive me crazy. But since I can speed forward that fight, and instead of playing it for 10 minutes, it will only last like 1 minute and something. Then yeah, we can try these immortal teams. And I mean, I still have Mithras that I can level up and add to this team. But even instead of Sagomir, right? As you can see, Sagomir is that weakest point, weakest link in this team. But we're using him because we want to apply pressure to the backline as well, sometimes. Okay, and this is optional fight, so we don't really need to play it. But we might as well, right? There's a box there, and remember, the most important thing is to push to level 180 if you can, and then revisit all the levels, all the hard levels, basically. Instead of you spending 10 hours trying to win this fight, you can just go to the next level, and then at the end, just revisit the levels that you get stuck on. Because if you spend 10 hours now, you might not finish this. I mean, I still got like a month to do so, and I am definitely in a better place than I was in Season 1 when I didn't finish. I was like at 157, but I was trying so much other content that I never had time to finish it, okay? The time was the issue. So this season, I have a different approach. I already tested all the bosses, and I have 1 week now. I already done the bosses as well. I saved that. And now I have 1 week to get ahead on this content, okay? At least see where I'm going to get stuck. And yeah, this is the team, okay? So something similar you might have seen on previous level. Not Enadu, but we have Mithras here with a lot of damage on the team. So we'll see if this team can do that. So what we're lacking is basically damage, and Mithras can utilize it. I mean, that is the issue. Because we don't apply pressure to Mithras. We will slowly chip her, but there's Mithras and Ana in that case. So as long as we outdamage the healing both of them provide, we will win this fight. And we don't really care about Mithras resurrecting at the moment, because as I said, if we outdamage the heal, she will eventually die. And once she's dead, there's no one to resurrect. And as you can see, yes, she is slowly falling, and now we're gonna kill her before her ultimate. And that's us moving forward. Obviously, I have other teams as well. If you watch my other videos, I can use like Questetia as well to deal with these teams. But I mean, I really want to show this team because Garius, Ardef, Voresh, most of free-to-play and low spenders. I'm not sure about Ardef, okay, as free-to-play. But if you played since the start of Season 2, when, for example, my server started, we got a free rewards, free highest rank rewards. So even free-to-play players had an easier time getting Ardef. So Voresh, Garius are easily obtainable. Rose and Sagomir way harder, but as I said, Sagomir can be easily replaced by anything, even dueling. If you use dueling here instead of Sagomir, dueling will also absorb the damage of your team, making it way harder to kill your teammates, kill your backline, okay? And this is why dueling is a good option. Dueling is an epic hero. I think I don't actually have him leveled on this account, but I do have him leveled on the test server. So this is what I'm talking about. This ally protection is amazing. And yeah, this helps. I mean, I could also use Sagomir in a stun set, basically as many stun sets as possible. Because stun stops regeneration of the ultimate points, so it can really desync teams. And if you meet a team with 2 Talmars, you really want to desync one of them so you don't actually get 2 ultimate hits at the same time. Oh, congrats on Ardef Amiral. Well done. Yeah, she's a beast. She's definitely one of the strongest heroes, and I'm happy we were available to get her so easily. I still don't know how to inspire her. The devs never confirmed how we're gonna inspire those limited event heroes. Yeah, 2 cigarettes. Oh, and Ripekas. Okay, Ripekas can hit. The way they build Ripekas at this Meander is with damage. So his ultimate can really dish out a lot of damage. So while they don't have much sustain in this team, they have a good damage because Sagomirs also give carrots to speed up the ultimate. But I mean, our weakness is the time period before Ardrevs get 10 stacks. When Ardrevs get 10 stacks, our team gets so much defense. So much defense, it's really hard to take us down. Ooh, okay, burn teams. Let's see if this team can work against burn team. So Arrakis can do a lot of damage when they apply burn to us. So I'm worried because, as I said, we don't really have that much damage, so we will not take them down before they cast ultimates. And I would just want to see how much they will burn. Obviously, the first Arrakis will dispel all the burns, so the second one will do less. And as you can see, we had a really great chain crowd control on that Arrakis. He didn't do anything. Okay, but Ascetius is a different breed. Ascetius damage is amazing. So if you have someone who can dispel, right? When Ascetius is about to cast his ultimate, if you dispel all the burn you have, his ultimate will do nothing to you. I mean, it will do a little bit of damage, but as you can see, it does barely anything. And this is how you counter these teams. And since I have Rose to dispel, Garius dispels himself, and we have Ardref to dispel as well, and Sagomir being immune, this is an easy fight. And I mean, this is what you need to use. You need to utilize those heroes. And this is 5 Cyphrises. So while this team will win against it, it will be just so much longer. So I prefer to just switch it and bring a team that does more damage, more AoE damage. Okay, so I mean, previous team would have win. That wouldn't be a problem, but we want to do it quicker. So we're gonna use Huberg, and I know not all of you have Huberg, but you know, it can bring basically anything else. I mean, this team is not hot, and it's optional fight as well. You can skip it because you can go the other way around. Oh no, actually you can't at this level. Okay, that's fine. Well, there's going to be another path there, but it's not, so we need to go back and destroy this Arrakis team. So yeah, let's use this team as well. Let's see the difference. I think there won't be any issues. Maybe Crisis Shield will do a lot of damage, but other than that, yeah. I mean, we are utilizing this haste, so Garius can heal as often as possible, and gives us this huge shield that really helps us with getting through these levels. Okay, let's get that chest. So I think this level 160 so far is easier than few 150 levels, but I think 157 was the issue. So okay, this is the Ice Blast team, so I'm quite happy to see these new damage types in Fae as well. So what's annoying about this team is basically if you only run in one tank, your tank will die. The Ice Blast team will melt your tank on the first rotation, so this is why I like to bring 2 tanks, at least against the Ice Blast team. Because you could even see Ardor taking so much damage. And she's a tanky beast. So that's how you counter this Ice Blast team. And we'll see that again, okay? So this is why we can spread it even like this. We can even spread it to 3 tanks, basically, because that's Sagomir's job as well, right? So this time we have Beldel against Ardref. Garius is free, so he's going to shield. And once we have that shield, we're good to go. I mean, that the enemy team doesn't really have that much damage as well. They got Catherine. as a sustain. They got this dude on a horse as well. Other than that, it's basically damage as well. So we'll definitely out-sustain it, and we will out-damage it. So I know we will win this. And with this team, it might take a little bit longer than with your typical teams, but it works. Okay, so yes, this is Grishnar and Thorin. I should have saved a team that worked against it, and I want to try this team against it. I don't think there's enough damage for this team. I didn't try it previously. We're gonna put offensive food, basically, but I will leave this one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go for this 13%. Oh, that's 10%. Oh, I used all the 13%. Yeah, I used all it. Okay, anyway. So, so what we're gonna do, I'm not sure this team will be good against that, because we want to avoid multi-hit heroes, which is our Voresh and Rose, because every time you hit Grishnar, there's a chance of him hitting you back, and as I said, our damage is low. So we might not have enough sustain for 10 minutes. Okay, but since we have this ability, this chance to use this fast forward, let's try it. And I mean, as you can see, we are out damaging the shield as long as no one dies, and we have so much sustain. I don't think we will. We should be able to get past this level. So this might take a while, okay? But this is probably one of the hardest things in Meander, having the right team. Previous season I used a wild team here, so it was a little bit of gamble, basically, because all the wild heroes, they have multi-hit. Their skills are multi-hit, basically, so it was really easy to die. But with the team we have here, you know, stun, taunt, and everything, look at this. And this is why I love this team. I mean, you just let it play for a couple seconds or a minute or two, and you're gonna go through almost every content. Obviously, there are a few fights that this team will not work against, as you could see that. But in most scenarios, it works. Okay, so this is an optional fight again. So what do we have here? Huge damage. No sustain, huge damage. So we'll try and split it between 3 different tanks. And if they can survive, then we'll definitely win this, because the enemy team has no sustain. We will out-sustain, we will out-damage, as long as our tanks survive. And as you can see with Gary's shield, that's cool. I mean, it took me an hour yesterday to clear 151 to 160. Today we're doing not too bad, 37 minutes. And we're almost done. Thunderbolt. Alright, so we will play against Perkuntev, and Perkuntev is really annoying at higher levels. His burst is just out of this world. But everyone else doesn't really do that much damage, so I don't think we'll have issues, although I'm concerned about the damage that my team just received. But I don't think we will have any issues getting through this stage until we get to a solid Perkunte team. Because Thunderbolt does not exist without Perkunte. And there we go. Perkunte is okay, so very damage-oriented team. So if we fail this, and we might, I will wait with a shield till we get Perkunte's ultimate, okay? Because our shield might be gone before this, yeah. Oh, there we go, second ultimate. And this is why I love this team with haste. So we basically absorbed quite a lot of the Perkunte's ultimate, and we're gonna do it again. So it's all about haste at Meander with this team. We don't really care about damage. We could bring someone to deal damage, but we're good. Okay, Zephy and Manda. So Zephy will be quite annoying. But again, if we get this rotation right, and we get another shield, before Perkunte's ultimate, we should be okay. Okay, we got it after, but it's still not bad. Zephy's damage in invulnerability will be annoying, but we can definitely go through that. I mean, we got buff prohibition as well. So as you can see, this is why it's an ultimate team. If only Sagomir had heal and prohibition, then we will have all the debuffs while having so many buffs and heals. Low damage, but so much utility. All right, so that's our Adri. So this team was actually quite annoying on lower levels because it basically catches you off guard. You don't expect the damage this team can do and how annoying it is, especially if you bring like just one tank. But yeah, this team, our team should be enough. I mean, even if they go invincible, we are still doing a lot of AoE damage. Okay, so that's the level cleared. Just this level and the next one, and we will have a turtle boss, I believe, at this level. Okay, Ogok and Flora. All right, so a lot of damage on the enemy team with Flora. Ogok for the immortality. They got healing reduction through Jijol. Yeah, so yeah, Sagomir has fallen. I think Flora has just nuked him. So we might need to bring more damage-oriented team here as well. But, I mean, we still got 8 minutes. And now we got 10 stacks on Ardref, so our tanks are also quite strong. So basically, once we hit this 10 stacks threshold, it's very hard to kill Garius and Ardref at this point, really. And even if Assassin jumps on the backline with 10 stacks, the passive, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, where is she? There she is. So when we get to 10 stacks, she grants 10 stacks of blessing to all allies, which is a 30% defense and 100 resistance. So it really helps. And if you really want to build resistance on our front line as well, we already have like 100 built in at 10 stacks. So, we'll resist all these crowd controls and stuff. And if you run in a tank set, then she's already got 60. So, it's quite cool. Oh, wow. I really slows down. Okay, we don't want to see these buffs. I think I might have crashed the game. Don't do this at home, guys. Don't press this during the fast forward fight. It's gonna crash your game. Okay, so what do we have here? Dane, okay. Felicity, she's quite annoying. We have Flora, huge damage, Troll to heal them, and I can't see that. Is it Horus? I think it's Horus there. But yeah, we got it. We got it. And there we go. Let's go. Another fight. Come on. We are almost there, almost finished. 10 more levels, 11 basically. And we have an optional fight, okay? So what do we have here? Ergander. Lucian, Replicas, and 2 Sovalises. Okay, this might be hard. I remember this lever being quite annoying on the previous, on the lower levels. So let's see, let's try this fight at least once. I mean, this is something we can really revisit whenever, right? So I don't want to waste too much time, don't want to waste your time as well. We'll definitely, if we lose, we'll definitely revisit this fight later. And yeah, Lucian is quite annoying when he gets to the back line. So Ross is squishy, right? So she has fallen. I mean, we are at this 10 stacks now. So as long as no one dies, we might have what it takes. And there we go. Done. So the optional fight is done, and now 170. Okay, and this will have the boss. That will be a challenge. I believe we'll spend a lot of time on this boss. I have a previous setup on the boss saved, and we might even try this. I haven't tried this team against that boss there. But yeah, we'll definitely give it a go and try and find something best. But yeah, we have a Lothier here. So he's about to cast his ultimate, which will deal a lot of damage. And as you can see, our weakest link, Sagomir, has fallen. So this is an assassin. So we're waiting for this 10 stacks, which we get now. So that means our backline is beefier. But if he casts an ultimate when we are down shield, he will still be able to kill us, right? As you can see, despite all this immortality, all the healing and stuff, we're still taking them down slowly but surely, right? It took us almost 3.5 minutes to get to this point. But with this fast forward fight, we can do it easily. I mean, it's not a problem. If I had to, and this is why I don't have time to do it in previous season, if I had to fight this fight 5 minutes before I find out if I win, then it will be too time consuming. But this is a great change. Okay, sealed. So we need to go here. Fight few more Talvers. Again, we're playing against these assassins, so I prefer to play it safe. And Sagomir's got Taunt as well, which I can't really stress out how important it is against Faye. Because, oh, wow. That was a lot of damage. So I don't think we will, although they don't have healers. So if they don't have healers and Voresh manages to survive, we might still take this, okay? There's no sustain on the enemy team, there's just pure damage. And we have a lot of sustain plus damage. Do not neglect the damage that Ardarth and Garius can do. Sometimes they are the only ones alive and they can still clear the level, okay, with 5 enemies, because they will do damage. So for the levels 170 plus, I'll try to show a different team. But if they are really hard, then I'll go back to this team, because I think this team is quite good for this content. Okay, so Lothier is going to cast ultimate. We got Dicarius' shield just in time. So that was helpful. Obviously, Rose's attack penalty, Sagomir's attack penalty rotation. We got it as well. And we are at 10 stacks now. So everyone is beefier. And we slowly take him down. Slowly but surely. There we go. And I want to try this team in the pillars as well. Okay, so that's the boss. So let's try with this team first. I mean, if I succeed, then it's all good. If I don't, then oh well, right? And so that's what we're gonna do. We actually want maybe do this. Food, I should have run out of the food. Okay, so we want some defense and yeah, radiant damage. I mean, most of that damage is coming from radiant heroes anyway. We got this, and so this is one of the teams that I could try. There's another one that worked on a previous level. I think it was like 150. So let's try this. I mean, the idea behind this boss is you want to bring as much healing over time. To remove these stacks. Oh, and we can't use fast forward. That's not good. But also, what I should have done is I should rotate this. This is quite important. We want to do attack penalty at this time and before this skill, okay? These are the skills that will do damage to us. So we want to reduce that damage. As you can see, that was quite big damage. And we want to cast that here again. And that's what we can do. We can control those two skills. And I mean, we got 10 minutes to win this fight. As long as no one gets to 100 stacks, we will win. Although we are used Gorax, so that's a multi-hit target, so he will be gaining the stacks way faster. And all right, okay, so that's the issue. Sagomir will hit the back line, so we want to do this with Rose. Yeah, we can also use Gary's shield to avoid that damage. It doesn't has to be attack penalty, but attack penalty helps as well. So yeah, we will use Rose basically to deal with it. We'll use Rose to deal with this damage. Our damage is really low, as you can see, okay? We could actually boot Sagomir here. We don't really need him. And put Ice Blast Hero. I mean, maybe Ice Blast will... Garfin alone will not be the best choice, but that's one of the choices we could do. We could also probably boot Voresh and bring in Sheena Bledin, which will help. I mean, as long as we win, that's mission accomplished, right? It might take us 10 minutes. It might be the slowest run yet with this damage, with this team. But if it works, then I'll be really happy. I mean, we need to be at half HP within 5 minutes, and no one should be at the higher stack levels as well. And I wish we could do the 10 speed here, okay? But we can't, so it's a shame. I'm using the horn on Ardref. It's really optional. It boosts damage a little bit for everyone, but it's not mandatory. You could run Scarab as well to boost her defense, so her damage plus her heals will be higher. But since, you know, I didn't invest too much in different artifacts, only the ones that I knew I'm going to use, my resource is limited. Essence of Creation is really hard to get. Yeah, this is going to be the slowest way to deal with this boss, but a safe one nonetheless. And obviously we could set up the correct skill timing. However, we have recharge speed penalty as well, which would make it harder. So, you know, a little bit of manual casting here on the rows. Probably even if we run it on manual at this, at auto at this point, we will not die, because we got so much shields, we got so much defense now with 10 stacks as well. So it's really, really safe composition. I mean, this was the idea behind this team. To make it as effortless as possible. So we are lowering our damage. We don't really have a damage source, a damage dealer. We're playing all these tanks plus heal supports because we have a 10-minute timer, and as long as we don't die and we out damage the sustain of an enemy team, we can progress through. And this 100 levels, 160 plus stages really showed that, because that's a high level Fae, okay? Level 160 plus is high level Fae. There's only 20 levels left. So it shows you that this team has a potential. It's going to be slower than your probably proper team, but it's safe. And it's going to work. So if you have those heroes, you can make them work. And I mean, seriously, Sagomir could be replaced by anything, really. Like, even if you want to bring healing prohibition, you can bring Nessa. You could put dueling, as I said. Or even Drist. I was considering Drist, but that would mean I need to level him up, and I didn't want to waste resources before we get to the end game. So yeah, it took me 5 minutes, over 5 minutes, to take the boss, but not even once was I at this point where we were worried we're gonna die. The hardest is the first rotations, okay? If you survive the first rotation, this boss is not an issue. But at the lower levels, the damage he could do with those two skills was quite high. So there we go. We've done it. Turtle Spider boss is down using no damage team. Ta-da! Oh, please don't fail, because if we fail, we need to fight something. Oh, good. Let's get this last chest. And move on to level 70 plus. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please click the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. As always, thank you for watching. Stay safe. Bye!